Good news! India has become a factory producing highest number of graduates in the world. 10 million graduates annually. What's more, out of those 10 million graduates, 1.5 million graduates are engineers. But there's a twist in the tail. Out of these 1.5 million engineering graduates, how many of them were able to secure a job? Hardly 10%. Out of these 10 million graduates, how many of them were involved in groundbreaking researches, or how many of them were CEOs from a rural background, studied from a government school, or whether any Nobel laureates, or whether any people who were involved in new invention? The answer is hardly any. According to Economic Survey 2023-2024, hardly 51% of the graduates are employable. The truth is, India is producing factory of workers and not necessarily innovators and leaders. Why is this happening? Stay with me because we need to discuss about what's broken and what needs to be fixed. Let's start with the biggest flaw. Our obsession with marks and memory. Exam decides everything, but what about creativity? What about leadership? What about problem solving? Students are taught what to learn, but they are never taught how to learn, how to develop their emotional quotient. That's never taught in schools and colleges. Personality development, problem solving, public speaking, or collaborations. If you talk about all this to students, they find it as Greek and Latin. We are superbly preparing students for the board exams, but not for boardrooms. Flaw number 2, the curriculum. What's wrong with the curriculum? See, we are teaching 20th century content to 21st century minds, and they're often wondering, why am I even studying all these contents? It's not even relevant for current life of mine. So what do students do? They just mug up whatever is taught to them and they try to excel in the board exams. And students aren't to be blamed on this one. It's the curriculum. And teachers, on the other hand, are not trained in modern pedagogy. That's a big issue here. Imagine taking a big lecture on leadership theories, but you're not giving a student a chance to showcase their leadership skills. That's a joke, isn't it? Flaw number 3 is deep inequality in this system. You compare students from rural areas to students from urban areas, or you compare students a government school or a student from a private school, or a student who is talented but doesn't know to speak English properly. You know, there is heavy inequality that you can see, and this leads to lack of confidence among the underprivileged kids. A child's future is dependent on the pin code in which they are born. Some parts of the country are getting opportunities for participating in coding training or also career counseling, whereas on the other parts of the country there are kids who are not even getting a chair and a desk to study. The truth is, leadership cannot grow when opportunities are rationed. But wait, not everything is lost. India is still full of hope. Take for example Vaibhav Suryavamshi, a 14-year-old kid participating in the IPL cricket game and bashing the world's best bowlers out of the ground. We have examples of students in tribal schools creating solar lamps, or for that matter, girls leading campaigns against child marriages, or teens building apps, or there are teens who are into podcasts and making millions already. Here's a good one. Leadership is emerging from the cracks in the system. Now it is our responsibility to widen those cracks so much that it becomes doorway for success. And see, it's not enough to analyze problems. Problems anybody can analyze, but how do you find solutions to the problems? How do you become a problem solver in this society? That's what matters. So let's discuss about probable solutions for all these education issues. Number 1, curriculum overhaul. A positive step in this direction is National Education Policy 2020 has already been implemented, but there are implementation challenges as well as further reasoning is required. That's what we have to focus on. And second most important thing is training students from school level itself on leadership. How do you do this? By making them participate in social services, or making them participate in debates, discussions, deliberations, and also training them in handling ethical dilemmas and making them more and more confident. And third most important thing is teachers should be upgraded. They have to be taught about modern pedagogy and usage of latest artificial intelligence technologies so that they become role models for the students. And fourth thing that we need to address is equity in access to technologies, access to labs, libraries, or access to mental health. Kids should not suffer from mental health. Last but not the least is fail forward culture. What is this fail forward culture? See, students fear failing in any of the activities that they venture into. They fail, if they fail in the exams, it becomes difficult for them to digest. See, what we have to instill in students is that it's okay to fail, but what is not okay is if you're failing, to analyze the reasons for the failure so that you're able to work on it and become better in the next attempt. Education should go beyond pass or fail. It must actually disrupt students so that they are able to think innovatively and come up with the latest ideas for latest problems. To conclude, India doesn't lack talent. What it lacks is transformation. Stop asking students what they want to become. Instead, start asking students what solution you want to find for a problem that is already existing in the system. Because the future doesn't need job seekers alone. They need job creators. It needs leaders, and they're watching this video right now. Hit like, comment on this video and subscribe to our channel if you think that you are one of India's future leaders. This is Tharun V. Bhatt, Assistant Professor of Political Science at Universal Group of Institutions, Bangalore. Do visit our website. Thank you. Namaskar.